It's over! The BooktubeAthon is over. I definitely would like... Phone is interrupting me. How rude. A big huge thank you to Ariel Bissett for creating the BooktubeAthon and making it a huge success. It was so much fun. It really made me feel like I was a part of a community, mostly with all the Twitter sprints and being able to see everyone replying and sending pictures and everything to all the questions. The challenges were a lot of fun. It was fun watching everybody's updates, and just, it was great, and it was a wonderful idea, and you did a really great job running it, and it was fun having a different host every day. So thank you to everyone who hosted and took part, and thank you to everyone who just took part in the BooktubeAthon to help make it such a big success, because it was loads of fun. I can't wait to do it again next year. Wonderful. It was my goal to read 5 books, and I failed. I read 3.5, but that's still a lot for me because I usually only read 1 book each week. So 3.5 is still a big accomplishment for me. I did get some books read that I've had in my TBR pile for a while, so that's good. So on day 1 at midnight, as soon as the BooktubeAthon started, I read 4 by Veronica Roth for an hour, and the next morning I got up before work and I read it, and then I read it on my break, and I finished this before the day was over. And this book was 285 pages, and I really enjoyed this a lot. I gave it 5 stars. I really loved Four's narrative and seeing into like his part of the story and why he transferred, and just seeing him as a very different character with like, he was a very different person when he was younger, and he changed because he had to and everything, and it was really good. I really liked it. If you like the Divergent series, you really should pick this up because it was great. As soon as I finished that, before it turned midnight into day 2, I picked up An Abundance of Catherines by John Green, and I read 30 pages of this, which made my total page count from day 1 to 315 pages. Day 2, I did not get a lot of reading done. I read 66 pages of An Abundance of Catherines. That brings the page count in total from day 1 and 2 to 381. On day 3, I read the last 118 pages of An Abundance of Catherines, and I really did enjoy it. I gave it 4 to 5 stars. It was shorter actually than I was expecting, and so this book completed my challenge of reading a book that has something red on the cover, which is this heart right here, and also, I didn't realize this when I picked it up, but there's pictures in here. Kind of, sort of. There's like graphs and stuff, which that's something in the book that's not words. I'm going to count that as another challenge completed. Woo! And so then I finished An Abundance of Catherines, then I read 4 pages of Requiem, and then I had to stop reading it because I had no idea how Pandemonium ended. I couldn't remember for the life of me. I looked it up online, got a little bit more up to speed with what was going on with Requiem, and then it was midnight. So my page count for day 3 was 122, which brings my total page count up to day 3 to 503 pages. On day 4, I read 153 pages of Requiem, which brings my page count up to 656. And on day 5, yep, I was still reading Requiem. I read 161 pages, which brings the total page count up to 817. At this point, I was really into Requiem. I couldn't put it down, so my 161 pages from day 5 rolled into day 6 after midnight. I kept reading it, but technically it was day 6 because it was after midnight, so technically it was the wee hours of the morning on day 6. I finished this, which was another 77 pages, and I really enjoyed it. Again, I gave it 4 stars. I liked it better than Pandemonium. I liked the back and forth chapter thing. Towards the middle I was kind of getting bored with Lena's chapters, and they just seemed kind of blah and repetitive to me, and I really enjoyed Hannah's chapters a lot. I liked them a lot throughout the story, but then towards the end, with the last like 90 pages, it was just, everything was insane and I couldn't put it down, and I thought it had a great ending. I actually really liked the ending of the series. And this completed the challenge of reading a book that somebody picked out for you. Anthony, my boyfriend, picked this out for me to read. And then during the day, on day 6, I picked up Safe Haven, and I read 18 pages. And it took me a while to read those 18 pages, and I could not get into it. I didn't like it. It was just background on the 2 main characters, these people, and I wasn't interested whatsoever, and it was taking me so long to get through it. It was getting, like, to be 9 o'clock at night, and I still had only read 18 pages of a new book that day, and I finally decided, you know what? I don't like this book. I'm not going to read it. This was supposed to complete my book-to-movie adaptation challenge, but I couldn't do it. So I picked up a different book to complete that challenge, and that was Lightning Thief. Before midnight, I read 30 pages of this, which brought my total page count from day 6 to 125, which added on to all the other days brings my page count up to 942. And then on day 7, I read 200 pages of The Lightning Thief, and I did not finish it, and I'm still not done it, but I'm almost done it. I only have this much left, and I'm really enjoying it. It's actually a lot different than I thought it would be. It's very, very different than I thought it would be, but I am enjoying it. It's a lot of fun, and I'm excited to continue on with the series, and I will be watching the movie very shortly after reading this, which I've heard is awful, but I'm hoping that because it's so different, I'll be able to separate it from the book really easily and just enjoy it as a movie. So that's what I'm hoping will happen. Anyway, it looks like fun. That brings my total page count of the entire BooktubeAthon to 1,142 pages, which I know is way less than most of you. You all are reading machines and read way more than me, but I read 3.5 books this week, which is pretty unheard of for me, and even usually when I read one book in 2 or 3 days because it's really, really good, I don't read the next book usually in 2 or 3 days, making me read 2 books in a week. My next book that I pick up usually takes me another week to read, so my average reading time for a book is a week, and I read 3.5 in a week. So that's amazing for me. I'm actually kind of pretty proud of myself. So there you go. I hope you guys had a really good time during this week and got a lot of reading done, and even if you didn't get a lot of reading done, I hope you had fun doing it, because there was a lot of really cool stuff going on with all the giveaway challenges, and the giveaway challenges were amazing, and I wanted to do all of them. But I didn't really have time because I was working throughout the entire week as well. Also, editing took a long time, so, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm getting rambly and this is taking forever, but it was great. I'm so glad that I made myself take part in it because I didn't do it last year. I obviously didn't finish all of them, but I read pages from each of these books, and I finished 3 of them. These ones here. So that's exciting.